Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hey!
Live at Infinity Flux.
So much infinity, so much flux.
Yes. I am Lonnie.
I'm Lindsey.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network. Brought to you by Infinity Flux, from which we broadcast.
And buy things.
Yeah, I had to up the volume a little bit, just in case. Got a lot of stuff going on. It's alright, but our special guest hasn't made it yet. I'm going to give her a hard time when she gets here.
Yeah.
Special guest is going to be Clockwork Calamity, who we have had on a Saturday Night Crew broadcast before. Local cosplayer, model, a little bit of everything. And we featured her Starfire recently.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, you saw it.
Yeah, and it was we had just talked about the casting for Starfire and the live action, and then you brought up that she did that, and it was like, great timing.
That was her.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, she's not the one that's cast in the thing, but it all came together at the
she
same
could.
time. She could.
Look pretty good. So, we got actually, I didn't think we had a lot of stuff to talk about, but the few things that we have to talk about, were. And we could take a while to talk about it, so I don't think we have to worry about running out of things to say before she gets here.
I rarely do.
We'll just keep on and on and on. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the live chat just in case somebody drops in to say hello.
You ready to Google things for us?
Yeah, we could always use somebody Googling something. Come on, computer. There we go. Yay! Okay, first off, Wizard World. Here in like 12 hours, we're going to be leaving for Wizard World. Myself and Amber. Unfortunately, I hate to break everybody's hearts. I hate doing that, but single Sarah will not be making it. She's still struggling with some stuff, so...
Life got real.
Yeah. You know, life happens for everybody. And it sucks that she won't be able to make it, but, you know, we're going to have an empty chair there for her. And she will be back.
You should you should get a little bobblehead and make a little Sarah bobblehead. And
I don't think I want to do that. That would be a little weird.
I don't understand what the problem is.
See, it wouldn't be weird, but it's weird when I do it.
Oh, well.
You know? I mean, can you see that?
I don't have time to get one together for you.
It's like somebody just walks up with a Sarah bobblehead. Hey, Sarah, look what I did.
We have matching flair.
Holy crap, you got that from Loot Crate?
Yeah.
Mine is different. No, it isn't. I thought mine was textured. It is not.
We have matching flair.
No, that's the Mandela effect. I could have swore that it was textured like my Ninja Turtles button.
Oh.
Like all the individual Zords were like shiny.
It's not.
But it's not. But it was at one point.
No, it wasn't.
In some timeline.
Speaking of, you know the Bernstein Bears?
Yeah, that whole thing. Berenstain.
Did you see the picture that's floating around where it's actually spelled correctly like we remembered it?
Well, I mean, Photoshop is a thing.
Thank you.
I don't believe stuff on the
I
internet.
quit.
I said until I physically see.
All right, well, welcome to the Lindsey Talks About...
No, we can't have that.
Okay. Brief moment in the sun.
Oh, God. I am such an attention whore. I can't give that up. But I appreciate the effort, though. There's no telling where that would have gone if I hadn't come back.
That's a pretty good comedic timing.
But yeah, I really do believe that was spelled differently when I was a kid. Because here's the thing. When I was a kid, I always paid special attention to spellings. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to know how to pronounce it right. And a lot of times I pronounce things wrong because when I read it, I would pronounce it the way it looked.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I'm telling you, it was... You know what? We've gotten into so many arguments over it, I don't even remember how I remember it now. How did I remember it?
I don't know.
Was it spelled with an E?
I don't remember.
It's going to be the opposite of whatever I say it is.
Right. You remember it A-I-N.
Yeah, I think... Well,
yes, because I pronounced it Bernstein Bears. and because it was AIN. But,
Yeah.
oh, God.
I mean, if it were just localized to the South, I would just say it's because that's the way we speak. But since it's kind of a nationwide phenomenon, I mean, there is one really reasonable explanation for that.
Okay.
Obviously, at some point in like the 80s, the Doctor saved the world again. Thus, our reality shifted, and we have Berenstein instead of Berenstein.
I'm saying that it had to have been in the early 90s. Because
Well, okay, that's when he...
Okay.
It was one of the many times he
Something,
was
I'm telling you,
rescued
something happened. Now, I will say I don't remember Nelson Mandela dying, because I remember forever he was in prison, because I remember the big news story when he was released. And I'm trying to think of what else. Like, there are several, like, Fruit Loops.
What about Fruit Loops?
Like, people claim that... How is Fruit Loops actually spelled?
It's O-O.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, instead
Well, a lot of people claim that it's UI, spelled correctly. Like, oh, God.
Wow, I can't even remember. When I was a kid, my stepdad thought that he would jazz up our meatloaf one time, and people sometimes put oatmeal in meatloaf.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, cereal product. And
Yeah.
then put Fruit Loops in the meatloaf. And I've never recovered from that. So Fruit Loops has not really been on my radar.
Wait, so it is
Ever.
OO? You're saying it's OO?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, it is OO.
Okay.
But I remember...
Oh, I'm just kind of proud when we just kind of walk in the
God, I just want to throw something.
This really upsets him.
It does, because I pride myself in my long-term memory that I remember things so well from childhood, and then when we have crazy nonsense like this floating around, it really makes me question my sanity sometimes.
See, I have just an awful memory, so all that's just gravy for me. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's not the way I thought it was.
You're
Okay.
not even going to question.
I don't even really remember all the things I did yesterday, so it's... But I remembered the traumatizing things, like Fruit Loop meatloaf. And that will never leave me. Oh.
Yeah, look, this is what
All right.
So topical, actual things, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those. So, unfortunately, I won't get to go because I have a game that I'm going to next weekend. But next weekend is the Cleveland Geekster comic book and toy show. Have you ever been to that? I haven't.
No.
I always want to, and I always have something to do.
I'll be quite honest. Up until we got Untitled our network off the ground and started going to conventions at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
I've not really been to anything like that besides the one Wizard World back in 2014. But it's a whole new experience. I'm starting to like, especially the local cons, because they're not asses and elbows.
Yeah. Well, if anybody out there is interested, the Cleveland Geekster is September 16th, which is next Saturday, from 10 to 5 at Cleveland Community State College. It's $5 for adults.
Okay.
Kids 12 and under are free. And there will be some Dungeons and Dragons Adventure League happening, where specifically for new players or people who are interested. But then if you just like to play, you can go.
It's
It
gonna
does
be
say
people
there's
that
an
you know
additional
running it.
fee, but I don't know what the additional fee for that is, or maybe they had to rent tables and that's why there's.
Are you familiar with the people that are running it?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
The East Tennessee Adventure League. They're nice.
Cool. Okay.
So that's a thing that I wish I could go to, but it's comic books, vintage toys, vintage books. I mean, it sounds like it would be a really cool.
Yeah, I
time.
will say, to everybody, we can't go to every single convention because crap, there's one every weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, get out there, support your local convention scene, because I mean, really, it's like minor league baseball. You got to get out there and support the little guys too.
Yeah, if I planned my calendar better, I could have gone for us, but I'm not. But so speaking of my super booked calendar, because this is what I like to do to myself. So we've backed off on Boy Scouts because my kid's interest kind of fizzled a little bit, especially my younger one, and we're doing more gaming. So to replace that, I'm now going to be running D&D games the second and fourth Saturday of every month at the Northgate Library for the teens there.
Oh, you're doing that because
that.
yeah, we saw the sign up there the other day.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because Joseph told me he was a tween now and he could go.
yeah, it's 12 to 18. So I'm excited. I've been saying for a few weeks that I think I would enjoy teenagers, teaching them to play more than grown-ups sometimes, because a lot of grown-ups, even the ones that want to try to play D&D, have given up on their imaginations a little bit. But along that vein, I have convinced 5 people, 4 of them who have never played before in their lives, at work to do D&D once a week during lunch. And yesterday we did the character creation. I'm really excited.
Oh, but that was fun.
They were so confused, so I didn't have them do a whole lot. I just had them do their stats so they would kind of understand what their character does. They got to pick out their race and their class, and then I'm kind of doing everything else for them, because it is a lot, especially when you didn't know you were going to get into it. It was just that chick on the 3rd floor was like, let's play a game! I want to do stuff! So that'll be fine.
I've been saying it since like the beginning of the year. We need to play Dungeons and Dragons, if not just like once a month. You know, but I know Amber's over there looking at me like it's up to you.
So much fun. So the 19th is when the new hardback adventure comes out, available for general purchase. Tomorrow you can get it from your local stores. So go support your local stores, like Infinity Flux. They have some. Tomb of Annihilation, super great. But you can go on DM's Guild and purchase the first Adventure League Season 7 game, and it has 5 one-hour adventures, which is what I'm going to use to introduce them to both D&D and the setting for the Tomb of Annihilation campaign, so that they'll...
So that is like an introductory...
Yeah, so this is, and then I'm going to do this Saturday at the library too, but I'm not doing Adventure League with the library kids yet, because I haven't met them all yet, so I haven't gotten to do the pitch about why you should do that.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Adventures League. I'm working on it. And public play is just way easier to do organized play. Alright, so that's... Oh, I did have a thing. So you remember when we were talking about Batman, and you asked what kind of Batman movie I'd want to see, and I said more like a detective, with the Riddler, and it'd be like Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty, and you were like, when has he ever been a detective? I was watching Lego Batman the other night, and Barbara Gordon refers to him as the world's greatest detective. And I was like, ha! I'm not crazy.
Yeah, that's his like trademark.
Yeah, but so it's mentioned in the movie.
Or it hasn't really been used much recently.
No, but it did get mentioned in a movie.
Yeah, that was like the tagline on the top of the comics back in like 1970.
Yeah, I mean, he was introduced in a detective magazine. But anyway, so I was just like, oh, okay, tell Lonnie. So silly news, ridiculously silly news. Mean Girls is premiering on Broadway in April. And I think it's only going to run for like a month, but I can't wait to hear what kind of crazy music numbers they end up doing. I imagine my favorite will be We Wear Pink on Wednesday. That has to be a song all on its own. Like, there's no way that it can't be. And also, I had my own personal life epiphany the other day and realized that when she was trying to use get fetch to catch on in that movie, it's short for fetching. I was like, oh, never even thought about it, and I said fetching. And fetch. So.
I've never seen that.
Blown my...
Like, I have no clue what you're talking about right now.
Mercy.
Ha ha.
Alright, September 20th, Geek and Sundry has teamed up with Dark Horse Comics, and they're going to release digital versions of Critical Role Vox Machina Origins. And then there'll be a physical graphic anthology in the spring.
I actually heard about that.
Yes, pretty excited about that. I like D&D things.
Did you share that on Facebook?
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably where I heard it.
Black Mirror teaser photos came out. I love me some Black Mirror. You've seen that, right? On Netflix. You've watched all 4 seasons in 2 days.
Never watched any of it.
Because it's so good.
I've heard a lot of people that I work with have watched it, but me personally, no. It seems like one of those shows that it needs to go on the to-watch list, and somewhere around number 14 or 15. It's
like the Twilight Zone, but with like tech that is a little too realistic, and it's so good. There's going to be apparently a Maleficent sequel sometime next year, maybe. Which I don't know where you can go with that story because they already changed the way Sleeping Beauty ended in that. So I don't know. Oh, and more D&D stuff. In November, they're going to release Turtles as playable characters. Those are turtle people. And the instant jump that anyone that plays should make is that you could be a turtle monk. Possibly a teenager turtle monk.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
So I imagine come December there's going to be a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in tabletop games. It'll be fun.
Well, yeah, everybody's saying that they've apparently gotten their notifications late. We've got people popping up in the chat, and they're like,
they're chatting.
They're like, hey, what's apparently notifications are late or something. Everybody's just now showing up. But welcome, Carpfoon, Thompson Ronald regulars, who I think most of them found me.
Well, obviously we have to start over. So
Skyrim streams. No, I'm not starting over.
Can't recreate that magic. You can watch it later.
I want to get our.
And hello.
I want to get our kind of our big news story, the Rotten Tomatoes thing. But I want to get input from our special guest on this.
Special guest!
Ooh. Oh, so I did say nice hair.
Oh, thank you.
Taylor Wilson popped on. Hello.
Hello.
Let me scoot over, give you a little room. I don't want to be all up on you yet.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
I like
Everybody,
your hair too.
Thank you.
say hello to Clockwork Calamity.
Hello.
And amazing dress we got going on here.
Thank you. It was 50 degrees this morning, and I figured I might as well just go ahead and get started with the season.
Well, it's never too soon.
If I have to deal with 3 months of Christmas, we can start Halloween in September.
Never too soon to start celebrating Halloween.
Oh, people are already getting excited in the chat. So. That's great.
Cool.
Amber,
come by Infinity Flex
you watch the chat?
Songs from
Yeah. Or just come and hang out, whatever. I'm not doing anything.
Oh.
Come say hey. Buy things.
Yeah, buy things, because they're awesome.
Now, do what?
Oh.
Hey, special people. You guys are, I guess you guys are special.
You were on one of our video game broadcasts.
Mm-hmm.
God, back what, May or April, maybe February?
I'm not, I honestly couldn't even tell you. I have no idea.
It was somewhere somewhere in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
But we were going to talk about a news. We were actually on our way over here. This wasn't even on the itinerary.
Okay.
But we had a news story that popped up on my phone that got my attention, and it said that apparently this is the worst summer Hollywood has had in God knows how long. Because if you think some of the hot garbage they've been putting out this summer. But the reason, the fact that they're putting out crap movies, that's not the reason they're having a bad year, according to them.
They've been putting out crap movies for a long time.
The reason they're having a bad year, according to Hollywood insiders, is Rotten Tomatoes.
It's like getting mad at your accountant for telling you that your bank account's empty. They're just telling you what it is.
Yeah.
They didn't.
They're saying because these movies are getting horrible reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, people aren't going and seeing them. And that, I guess they're thinking maybe if the people actually get their butts in the seats, that maybe they'll, this movie's good after all. But the only, like I was telling Amber on the way over here, I have 2 words to them thinking Rotten Tomatoes is the reason. And those 2 words are emoji movie.
I honestly keep forgetting that was even a thing. It was so not on my radar as even a viable form of entertainment.
I really think that they put some money into it. I'd like to see what the budget was for that movie, but it ended up being a complete flop, and they lost a ton of money on it.
Well, good. It sounds like, see, everybody stop going to movies until they're good again. Just stop. We don't have to put up with this.
They were sitting in the boardroom, and they were like, "What are we gonna make a movie out of?" Let's make a movie about the Notebook people. That would be really neat. You know, it's like
the only reason to ever make a bad movie is to intentionally make a bad movie and make it look cheap. Like Sharknado. It's terrible.
Was that meant to be a bad movie in the beginning?
Can't imagine that it was ever not meant to be a bad movie.
I've never seen any of the Sharknado movies.
I've only seen the first one just because, after that.
Have to.
And I'm terrified. That's like my one thing that I'm like really scared of, and I love that movie. It's so dumb.
Well, is it like once you put David Hasselhoff in a movie, it's automatically meant to be like grade A cheese? Is that like the new thing?
Taylor Wilson says, reminds me of the Paper People, which is off of something you don't remember.
Hell, Paper People?
Because you were talking about...
Oh, the Notebook paper.
Yeah, I know, but the fact that was actually a concept just boggles the mind.
I'm just trying to think of an original concept for a movie in the last few years.
Oh, she also says, and tell her I said nice dress. Not sure if you said it already, but LOL, my sound cut out for a second.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was the first thing we said. Okay. Yeah, anybody original concept? You remember anything? I was actually going to say The Conjuring, but that was actually based on something that supposedly already happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Or like remakes, or like comic book movies, or those are the only things I can come up
something
with.
completely
aside
original.
from the Emoji Movie.
Yeah, I haven't really been to see a lot of movies.
Oh, in the last few
We're talking
years.
like maybe the last 5 years.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the Fifth Element.
I'm trying my best.
That's a great example of an awesome movie that maybe didn't do so. I don't remember if it did well in the box office or not. It should have, but it didn't. I don't think. But it was awesome. It's still awesome.
Like seriously, everything is either a comic book, a book already, or some real or supposedly real event that happened and they just made a movie about it.
I am going to look up what movies came out this year because I don't remember. I know Wonder Woman did because it came out on my birthday and I went to see it. Not on my birthday, but still.
Just
And
look up top grossing movies of 2017. There's no telling what'll be on it, but
Not
like
anything successful.
even Disney stuff now is not original.
Nope.
Because I mean, while they did do like old fairy tales and stuff, it was still somewhat an original concept. But now they're remaking the remakes.
Into live, but they're doing it in live action, and the stories aren't completely the same.
Because they're doing The Lion King now and then Aladdin.
They're doing a live action Lion King? How did I miss that?
And
It's actually going to be
Childish
done by the same
Gambino.
guy that directed Iron Man.
Okay.
John-
Interesting.
What's Childish Gambino? What's
Donald
his
Glover.
Watch the Jungle Book.
Yeah,
He's going to play Simba, I
But
believe.
it's still completely different.
That's
Amazing.
acceptable.
Yeah.
That's a good casting choice.
I've not watched the original Jungle Book either, or not the original, the new one.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a lot
God, it's
better than
on
I thought it was
Netflix.
going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Netflix at the end of 2018.
Oh, Logan came out this year. I mean, it was still a comic book movie, but it was a good one.
Yeah, but we're looking for an original.
I was just going for what was.
Is there an original concept in the top 20
Kong,
grossing movies?
Not original, but it was really good, and the ending was definitely different than it normally
What, for
is
Logan?
him. No, for Kong. I really enjoyed
Was
that.
it a Skull Island
Mhm.
one? Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
We will eventually find
Oh well, no, I guess
an
that was like
original
historical.
concept.
Maybe.
Oh, La La Land. I didn't see it, but it
What is that?
some kind of musical, which means I should have seen it, but I just didn't. But it got lots of good reviews, and I don't
Is
know.
that an original concept?
Is
Based
anything?
off a book, maybe?
I don't know.
It was original.
I don't know.
It was original.
Yeah, see? One original movie so far. La La Land.
And you
Okay.
have to go to the 20th movie to get there.
Wow.
Moana is one.
Was-
Moana?
Moana.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
That
seen
is-
that
Is it-
one. That's
yeah.
the
Is it not
Disney
based on
Hawaiian-
anything?
What is it?
I don't think so. I think that's an
Or
original.
like Hawaiian
Disney.
lore or anything like that?
Just lore, but not. I think that's reaching to call it like a
Yeah.
strict adaptation.
Yeah, I mean, lore is still taking it and making a new. I mean, it's not just like
Maybe like a loose concept.
Yeah,
like
we're
this story.
trying to look for like a movie where somebody sits down at a typewriter or a word processor and says, I'm going to come up with something completely different. They're not looking at a comic book. They're not looking at like a grim fairy tale or...
Well, that's a little hard to do, honey. People have been doing that for
I know,
ever,
but-
ever.
I just want one. That's
mean-
it. Well, maybe two. I guess we already established the Emoji Movie.
Well, like E.T. E.T. was original.
um,
The
it
Goonies
didn't-
was
it didn't
original.
come out in
Was
2017.
it?
Yeah, E.T. was original, unless it was like a book first.
But if you want like just a
I mean, wasn't it
Good,
a-
but, like,
a
what the
take-
hell just happened
Just a
movie?
different take on
Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man. I
uh,
haven't seen that one.
Storyline from World
I don't know
War
what it
of the
came out.
Worlds or whatever. How we had a visitor and they didn't know.
I don't think like, but like the '80s, we had Gremlins, we had Goonies. The '80s were like rife with original content, and like the '90s.
Well, I don't know if
really
we
know about the
found
'90s.
somebody that's like, I don't know, in their 60s, 70s, they could probably come tell us what that's a ripoff of.
I know.
Like, I'm sure when those movies came out, they were like, oh, that's just spin on.
Like my mom and dad went
Penny
to see Star
Longstocking, but with
Wars
more
originally
friends.
in theater.
Or, I don't
My
know.
papa tried to
They're-
say he saw it on TV 20 years before that. I mean,
Well, that was because George Lucas admittedly says that he got most of the ideas from Star Wars from like old Buck Rogers serials and stuff. So it is. Everything has been inspired by something else.
I think there's like a pretty big difference between being inspired by and being like
A remake.
a
Yes.
recreation of.
Yeah.
Like I would say
Absolutely.
Moana if it's like I don't know about Hawaiian lore or anything like that, but I would say that maybe it might
Well,
be
even if it's like heavily
original.
inspired by something, telling a story well is still makes it an original experience for you.
Yeah, because Lion King was originally Hamlet?
Hamlet.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best freaking movies ever done. It's easily my favorite 90s Disney movie.
And Clueless is Emma in it. It's a Jane Austen book.
Do what?
I don't
Clueless,
know.
or is it Pride and Prejudice? No, I think it's Emma.
I'm not sure.
And then what was Pride and Prejudice? Bridget Jones's Diary. That was pretty.
Oh,
obvious.
God.
That's like 10 things I hate about you.
Now we're like jumping
How
into
to-
rom-com
Taming the Shrew.
territory.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If that's the case, Bridesmaids was an original concept.
I've got one, but it's very old and it was remade only to be updated and it's probably going to be remade again. And that's Little Shop of Horrors.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, that was an original. That is that's something that nobody pulled from anything. That original movie was about a giant Venus flytrap that, I never saw it, so I can't. I know. I've never seen any of the Little Shop of Horrors.
I know.
Lonnie is more just like nerd adjacent. He's not really like full into it all the way with at least with the movie side of
Hey,
things.
I try.
I mean,
just-
but like I am with video games. I'm just nerd adjacent to video games. Like I know kind of, but it's not my.
That's
I don't.
pretty much me.
Yeah.
But the problem is, instead of branching out and seeing all the movies, I watch the same 25 movies over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. So
Whatever makes you happy. I only
Yeah.
go to the same 2 bars over and over and over for the past 10 years, so I can't. when you know that it's good, it's good. But
I can't
didn't
even
come out in 2016, or 2017, but it came out in 2016. If you haven't seen Swiss Army Man, I know you won't, but you should watch it. It's so weird.
Oh, I got an original concept.
It is so friggin' weird. Like the whole movie, you're like, and at the end, you're just like, well, I don't, what? And it just leaves you confused and entertained.
I have an
Great.
original concept, and it's my own fault that
Google.
I don't know if this movie did good or not, but I didn't go see it, but I really wanted to, and I never did. We're gonna have to rent it. Hardcore Henry, the first-person action thriller, where the entire movie is from somebody's point of view.
Okay. I remember that now.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
They probably did that in Japan like 10 years ago. It's probably not. But no, I mean, I do remember seeing that and thinking like, wow, that
Gonna
would
have
make
to
me
see it.
dizzy.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm
mean-
going to have to see it. Got to watch it.
Yeah.
That's probably next on my to-watch list. All right. Well, anyway, we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes and the fact that Hollywood can't come up with anything original. And even if they do come up with something, like, it's getting to where the remake stuff, you know, the comic book movies and stuff, aside from what Marvel's doing and some of what DC's doing, it's like, we're just, like, how many Transformers movies can you have? Like, at least with...
Have you met Americans? We like shinies and explosives.
Well, yeah, but at least with, like, the Marvel movies, you have, you know, Thor and the Hulk one year, and then you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, then you've got Iron Man, and then you've got Captain America, then you've got Spider-Man. All these different movies. With Transformers, it's just Transformers, 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 Transformers.
I actually did see that, now that you mention it. I did see that this summer.
Transformers?
Mm-hmm.
They had a new Transformers movie this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, because he had the stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the point that Fast and Furious has gotten to with me. Is like, I don't even know how many there are.
Are they still making them?
I think 8 just came out.
Joseph knows.
And like
crap.
when I heard
Yeah,
that it
that's
was
his
the
thing.
8th one, I was like, I didn't know they did like a 6th and a 7th.
Well, I knew they did the 7th one because
So many.
that movie title alone made great period jokes. You know, like the Furious 7. That's what I call my lady time too.
Jesus.
That's great.
Well, I'm
That
out
was
of here,
the only
y'all.
purpose of that movie, I feel like, is so that we could make those jokes.
I'm not really going to leave. Last time I acted like I was going to leave. Lindsay took over.
Yeah.
All right. So, but we can all agree that Hollywood's become uninspired. It's their own fault. They're even trying to
No,
blame...
it's not their fault. It's our fault. Even though their box office sales aren't as good as they want, people are still going, people are still buying, people will still go see the next Transformers movie, people will still go see
It's true.
the 8th incarnation of Taken, or whatever comes, I mean, the fault lies in the consumer here. People, you want better, then demand better, and the way to demand better is to not spend your money.
I'll go to
Much
every
like
Jurassic
in
Park
everything in our society. You want change starts with money in your pocket.
It's kind of like the...
Politics, entertainment,
like
everything.
Destiny, the video game Destiny. Like, that game to me was hot garbage. But Destiny 2 just came out because people complained. It was a half-finished game, and you ended up having to buy the parts that made it whole as downloadable content. And then on top of
And
that,
people did.
there were all these microtransactions through the game, and they released the same game with added stuff like 4 more times at full price, and was like, well, this is the complete game now. And then like 6 months later, well, I know we said that was it, but here's that same game with like 6 extra hours of content.
But
And
people
they kept
paid for
doing
it.
And people kept paying for it, complaining about it, but paying for it. Now they're coming out with Destiny 2, which is just going to be more of the same.
Yeah, if you're still spending your money, your complaint is null and void.
Mm-hmm.
Because your complaint should have been keeping your money in your pocket, or buying a competitor's game, or finding somebody on Kickstarter or Patreon that you could support to actually make something quality.
Okay, so I don't want to run into 7:30 and let's not get to the main event of the show.
Oh. Lonnie was worried about us not having stuff to talk about, but
Yeah, we ended up going on and like, I like complaining. It feels good to vent and just sit around and just, I don't like this, I don't like that.
and I like to mom the masses. Whose fault is it? It's your fault. If you'd have cleaned your room. you could
Tonight
have gone to
on
the movie.
the UNN View. Oh, I'm a
Special
dude,
guest!
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Okay, well,
What's your favorite part about cosplaying?
My favorite part about cosplaying? Honestly, it makes me learn how to do things that I didn't already know how to do. Like, you know, like, last time I did a cosplay, it was Starfire. I need to fix it because I got spray tan all over it, and it's pretty much ruined. But I had to learn how to make, like, her armor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really, like, a clothes making kind of person. I'm more of a, like, find the pieces and put the outfit together.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I was like, I just wasn't happy with anything that I was finding. I couldn't afford to pay anyone a fair rate to commission it, so I was like, well, I guess it's time to buckle down.
Yeah.
And I have to learn. So, I made the whole costume myself. Well, with the exception of like the gems, everything else I made myself.
Cool. Would you say that's like the most challenging one you've done so far, or have
Definitely.
you done? Okay.
It was actually my first full costume that I ever made.
Nice.
So it was pretty
That takes us
exciting.
to the main event announcement.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to be, I guess, for lack of a better term, our like Untitled Nerd Network's official cosplayer. So that means you're going to be hanging out at the local conventions, which I just found out today we have been approved for a fan table at Chattacon.
Nice.
Yep. And we're also going to be at Conuga, 100% for sure.
Awesome.
And we're working on a couple, like one more later, well, two more later in the year. Like, tentatively, we're going to be at FarleyCon in April, and then the cosplay yard sale during the summer. And then we're going to hit Wizard World Chicago, but that's typically me, Amber, and Sarah do that. So yeah, you get to be the...
I'm excited.
Any ideas as to what you're going to throw out there, or are you going to try something completely
What
original?
I'm gonna throw out there. Well, I found out that my new job has all of the Sword Art Online swords.
Oh.
So I think I might take that and run with it. Obviously, I can't take the sword to any of the conventions, but I have been wanting to try more armor. So
Okay.
I definitely... I've got a few characters on my list. Asuna with her white armor is definitely on that list. So
Awesome.
that's one. I've got a few other ideas, but I don't necessarily want to tell everybody everything I'm going to do.
Oh, no. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. We're going to kind of work with that and maybe throw an announcement out there a little closer to showtime.
Well, once you learn how to do the foam armor stuff, you should teach me how to do the foam armor stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
we could do like
cosplay,
little,
but
we could do like little
in my
tutorial
head, I
videos
have-
if you guys want.
You can teach me on the thing.
Yeah.
I would be a cosplayer
Might end up
if
kind of
I
being
knew how to
like-
do things and had
Well,
time. But
And
yeah.
there's a lot of different methods and involved at different levels. Like the Starfire one is literally spandex over foam and like shaping and things like that. But I want to get more involved.
Yeah. That's usually what stops me is my ideas are like way over the top. Like that's too much, can't do it.
Yeah. But I'm not in school anymore, so I don't have like a deadline crunched. As long as it's ready by the event, which is always the hard part.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I have to ask,
Yeah.
what made you decide to pick Untitled Nerd Network as your cosplay home?
As my cosplay home.
You know, don't even answer that, because that was just
Well, obviously, it's our superior reporting and professional manner.
Shop local, obviously. You guys are local. You like to support local artists. I appreciate that. And
Network.
yeah.
Yeah, we, golly, I mean, we do. We have, and it's really interesting too, because we're followed like really big in Europe. I think like our number 5 market is like London.
Yeah.
Like 3 or
Well,
4 of
hello.
our top 10 markets are in Europe.
So they could probably back me up on the whole Berenstain Bears thing was the doctor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
yes.
They got your back.
Interesting.
They'll comment
Time
later. and
Rifter's
prove it.
in. He said, "What's up, guys?"
Oh,
Who?
hello, Time Rifter.
Time
He's-
Rifter, Berenstain Bears. Totally the doctor's fault.
God.
Right?
Okay, how is that spelled? Did you?
Berenstain?
Doesn't matter. It was the doctor.
I'm going to say Berenstein.
Stein. You know, there's one theory out there that
I
the
love
reason
it. I
that
love
some
it.
of us remember it differently is because you're secretly racist and don't like Jews.
What?
That's an actual theory.
That's
out
a
there.
reach.
I didn't
You're
write
familiar
it.
with
I
the-
just remember reading it and going, "That's ridiculous." So I'm
You're
sharing
familiar
it.
with the Mandela effect, correct? It's
Probably.
a thing that basically,
Not by name.
Nelson Mandela, spent time in prison and then he was released, lived a little while. Well, there are people who remember him dying in prison back in the 80s. And so there are so many people with these different things that claim they remember things a certain way 20, 30 years ago, but they didn't actually happen that way. Like certain brand names spelled a certain way.
It's like the Shazam.
Oh, the
yeah.
Shaq.
Shaq's in the Genie movie, but they swear Sinbad was in the Genie movie, which I could have swore that was true myself.
Yeah.
And it's just because we get, the memory wires crossed because his name is Sinbad, and that's from Arabian Nights.
That's what I tried to explain.
But how can that happen with so many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people?
I don't know if you're aware, but if you crack our heads open and look inside, all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So the same glitch can happen. Like, how many people have diabetes? That's not a normal thing that we have.
Yeah.
But lots of people have it. It's just a glitch in your makeup, and so it's just a memory glitch. It's just your neurons have crossed in a weird way, and so the memory got altered a little bit.
The other thing, Oscar Mayer. Like, how do you spell that?
Taylor Wilson says, but that is like Hitler stuff. Is all June comment.
Like I said, I didn't write it. I just
and it's like
remembered
this shocked emoji with a raised
But
eyebrow.
Bologna has a first name. It's OSCAR. Bologna has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R.
I didn't write it.
It is a...
M-A-Y-E-R. That's right.
A lot of people...
That's crazy.
A lot of people think it's M-E-Y.
If I visualize it, I see M-E-Y-E-R, but when you sing the song, it's M-A-Y-E-R.
Boom. You saw it at some point. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're ridiculous. You need to calm down right now. I swear. You're going to get yourself worked up.
The vest is giving me the power.
Conspiracy theories.
It is.
What?
I enchanted it at the arcane enchanting table later.
Oh. Lonnie, Joseph wants to say something.
What? What's up?
Do you know that there's a new Mario coming out?
There's a new
Mario Odyssey. Where he's running around in a city.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep, it's coming out on the Switch. Which that's the next system.
Is it?
That I'm going to have to
buy that
get.
one?
No, it's already out. You just can't find them.
My kids have. What kind of games? Maybe they haven't even brought it up. So
Are you familiar with the Switch?
I mean, not like what you're talking about.
It's basically like a little
I'm
Game Boy
familiar with
thing.
the one where your mom is like, if you bring back one that's too small, you get twice the whooping. That's the Switch I'm familiar with.
That was my mom too. She said
not that one.
Where you like brought it back, you were like breaking the thorns off of it.
Do they do that to you in London too? Does your mom
Devasso's on.
whip you with a Switch in London?
Hello, Devasso. See, we got a lot of these people who have been watching me over the past week play Skyrim every night.
Skyrim.
And so they're like, hey, they do other stuff.
Other things.
Yeah, aside from me like sitting around drinking Cokes and playing video games all day. I actually sit down and talk some too.
Oh.
You sit down and talk?
And slowly spiral into madness from your conspiracy theories.
I am. I'm about to go crazy. But
this is next summer's flop movie. Just a stream. Just a collection of streams of you going deeper and deeper into your journey of darkness into madness.
yeah, it'd be like Mystery Science Theater 3000, just with the new stuff Hollywood's putting
Just
out.
like that, but meshed with that 23 movie that Jim Carrey was in, so it's got that
Oh my God, I actually saw that movie. That was weird.
What it was.
23. The weird movie where Jim Carrey's saying all the numbers.
Where Jim Carrey plays a serious
I've never heard of that.
character.
I have.
But, man, what were we talking about?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to wrap in like 15 minutes, but,
Spiraling downward.
That's why I got distracted. Spiraling down into madness.
People out of your pajamas? Wow. Because he's been streaming in his pajamas this week. He took
yes, Joseph.
a page out of my
I got
notebook.
one more game.
Yes.
It's so risque.
Black Ops 2 Remastered. They said they might be coming out. And I want to play.
And I want to play.
That's another one of those things we were talking about where they just keep recycling the same. I wasn't a huge fan.
What's remastered?
Honey, remastered don't mean much of nothing. It's fancy. it's fancy for it to come out again, and they might put some new
They put a
stuff
new
on
coat of paint on it. That's
Yeah.
basically what they did.
They made it shiny and fixed.
When they remastered, it's like when they
Tweaked it for
remastered a
modern
song or something.
technology.
Same thing.
Yes.
Add a little more bass.
Yeah.
But anyway, we very glad to have you on as not only a guest on the show, but
Glad to be
also
here.
our new official. You know, we're gonna have to like get a lot of your cosplay photos. We're gonna have to get like a lot of your modeling stuff and put it on the website.
I failed to do that. That's my fault.
Huh?
You asked me to
Oh,
send
I did,
pictures,
didn't I?
and I was just like working, and I was supposed to be shooting every day after work, and then I was just like, I'm busy. And once I convince myself I'm busy, I don't have time to do anything.
I actually completely forgot about that, but now that we do, we're gonna have to get us some bells. Shame. And just like lead her out through the sidewalk.
What was it in the office? Shine. Unshine.
Yeah.
Shine.
Yeah, we've been binging The Office. We're like almost all the way through season 3 now. Which I've never watched it before. So. Turned out to be a really good show.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Wizard World. I want to talk about it for a little bit before we wrap. I got messages. I do have messages, but I'm not going to be checking that. People are talking in the chat. Oh my God, we have traffic. Can you believe
my
it?
gosh.
I like interaction.
Oh wait, so they could Google things for us. Now I don't have questions. Where were you that weekend? We needed all the Googling.
Oh yeah, at the Wizard World event we did here. Like,
No, we were actually.
I'm kidding. I really appreciate that you're
We were
on the other side of the Black Mirror.
we were at Olive Garden. Was it Olive Garden? Yeah, I was at Olive Garden one time, and we had like a big dinner with a lot of people. Somebody's birthday, I think. And I was gonna have it was like the pasta pass, and you had to pick your sauce, then you had to pick your noodles. Well, there was like 8 different noodles on there, and there weren't pictures. And I was like, what the crap? So like I just got on there and started Googling the different names. Somebody made mention that I was Googling noodles. No? Nothing?
Yeah.
Come on. Joseph's laughing.
Because it's a dad joke.
Anybody? Lindsay gave me a smile, and she's over here just saying, nope, I'm not going to laugh just on principle.
I'm like, is that supposed to be a reference to something that I'm not getting? I don't know.
Possibly. Whatever. I tried. That was my attempt at humor for the night. Anyway, we're going to be at...
It's humorous enough watching you get agitated about the Mandela effect.
Berenstain!
Hey, it's a real thing.
Fall on his knees.
Like, there are people that believe that Katrina went so badly because Obama was golfing.
Yes.
That's true.
That's about as close to politics as we're going to skirt. But
Yeah.
that is true. That is true.
It's true that they think
Classic
that.
example.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't.
Because you're like, wait, where were they? And they don't think about, like, what year was it? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Katrina happened in what, 04?
I couldn't even tell you, honestly.
I think so.
Can anybody Google Hurricane Katrina for me? It seems like it was like 03
Commenters?
or... Huh?
2002, I think.
No.
No, I
When
was
did Katrina
out of
happen?
high school already. We're going to look at that real quick. Just that's messed up because I don't even remember. So I could probably... 2005.
I was fixing to say, I was
Okay.
pretty sure it was before I had him.
So, yeah, because Hurricane Katrina was responsible for that classic Kanye West and Mike Myers. No, I'm not even going to mention what happened. We'll look it up on YouTube after the
It involved
after the
Kanye.
show.
I'm sure it was crazy.
It was funny.
You have now found my pop culture black hole, Kanye. I know who it is. And that's it.
So, Wizard World, we're going to be leaving at the crack of dawn in the morning, and me and Amber are going to go. We're going to be manning the table, just me and her, all freaking weekend. But the bright side is I get to meet Brian O'Halloran, which if you don't know who he is, he played Dante in Clerks.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me how excited you were about that. Yeah.
Very excited. And Amber gets to meet
Roman Reigns.
WWE superstar Roman Reigns.
Oh, and Randy.
Nice.
So-
Untitled Nerd Network's #1 fan says, "Hello, people."
Who is that?
Hello,
I don't
number
know.
one
Who are
fan.
you?
And
Did they? Was their name
That is
actually?
their name.
Oh.
and they have your
And they
same
have
picture.
our logo.
Live. Untitled Nerd
Wow,
Network.
that's
That's a supreme sucking up. What do you want?
Untitled Nerd Network.
Who do you have?
Yeah. Okay. That's
maybe I should call Sarah and see where she's at.
Yeah. That's interesting. That
that's
flatters me. Unless it's like, where they like take you out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna go camping, and then they pull the gun on you.
Go camping with stranger fans.
But no, very much flattered. Somebody took the time to make an account.
Yeah.
Untitled Nerd Network, #1 fan. That's pretty cool. So, anyway.
Where are you from, #1 fan?
Yeah, that would actually...
I'm curious.
Are we talking to somebody from Europe, or are we talking to somebody from Texas, or...
Fun fact, they're actually shopping at the grocery store across the street.
Yeah.
Come say hey.
Now, I will say we have had people before where we'll be doing a live stream, and we've had people walk in. Hey, I saw y'all were streaming. I thought I'd come over here and watch it happen. And I was
watch the magic
cool.
in person.
I told people to come see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's like some of those news shows, where they're talking. Huh? Texas. So holy crap, I was right.
Okay.
That was weird.
I mean, you said that's one of our top fan base. It's Texas.
It is. Dallas, Texas is actually our number 3 or number 4. It's like right up there with London. But yeah, anyway, me and Amber.
He said it's totally not Devasso.
Did Devasso seriously change his name? Okay. Started getting my hopes up. Somebody new.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good because he really got us.
Some fan that
it's
was
totally not Devasso. That's exactly how it's wrote.
Not at all.
Just once in my life, I want to be like sitting there at a table and somebody walk up. I absolutely love Untitled Nerd Network. Just like start crying, and I'm like, I don't know whether I would be flattered or made uncomfortable.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Sarah's going to actually be with us at a con, and they're going to be like, oh my God, single Sarah.
Lonnie's going to be like,
Yeah, but before we wrap, I will say this. We were, I got a couple more little details to say. But me and Sarah do a live Game of Thrones video. We do like a live recap, kind of like Talking Dead, but with Game of Thrones. Immediately after the credits roll on the show. And we do live, we take questions on YouTube, the chat. We talk about our feelings about the episode, vent about the deaths and stuff. We were slowly going up, like 100 views, 150, 180. And then we hit the finale, and Sarah didn't make the finale. We ended up with like 60 views. Because Sarah wasn't there. And I was like...
And now you have to wait almost 2 years.
Yeah. Worst ratings ever because Sarah didn't show up. And I was like, people love Sarah. I was like...
I mean, or what? The anonymous messaging app, all the messages were about her?
Yeah. We need more single Sarah. It's like, wow. Okay, y'all, thanks.
More Sarah, less single. That was one of them.
Yeah. More Sarah, less single.
No.
So, but anyway, Wizard World will be there all weekend. We're going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. You have to be present to enter. That's not going to be an online thing. This is for people who show up at our table and enter. We're also, all those people who show up for the Amazon gift card, if they don't win, their entries are going to be rolled over into our Loot Crate drawing. And if you show up one of 2 ways, you can either show up as a VIP, like they have like VIP badges or whatever. You can get double entries into that. So if you get 4 entries, you get 8. Also, I'm giving double entries to anyone who will show up dressed as Jubilee.
Of course.
Anybody dresses up?
You showed me that today.
I got an idea for your next cosplay.
Run.
Yep.
So can I retroactively segue into a previous part in the show?
Do whatever you want.
Time travel. Yeah. So she said shop local. Hey, you remember that like 20 minutes ago? And why she's joining the network? Shop local. Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at wonderful Infinity Flux. And yesterday was New Comic Book Day. And then yesterday, I got a great little email from Infinity Flux that said, hey, you have a comic book to pick up. So I was able today to get my issue #1 of Scales and Scoundrels.
Yes.
from my box that they email me when I get stuff in. So it's like a
Nice.
sweet little surprise in my email instead of just junk mail. So how nice is that?
I will say.
So thrilled about that. Like,
Nice.
I don't have to forget or wonder, like, or, you know. And I haven't read it yet, and I'm really excited.
That's the
Look
first
how
issue.
cute it is.
I'm
I
not
signed up for
gonna-
this like
Cool.
a month ago, and then the Tick one should come out. I think it's
Yeah,
the
it was
end of
a-
this
oh, it ain't there no more.
month, maybe? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to getting that email. So
the that
customer
book,
service here is just
I was happy with that. I've already read it as part of like an advanced review and put the review on our website. I'm not going to spoil it at all, but the book is basically has like a female lead, female protagonist, and the book is basically Aladdin, like the Disney Aladdin
I
meets
won't
the
spoil
Wild West and dragons.
well.
The Wild
I'm not
West and
angry about
Dragons.
that.
Yeah, it has an atmosphere like a child-friendly Disney movie, but it has some mature themes. It's a really good book. I loved it.
So it's like me.
I dig the
Yeah,
art
Yes.
style.
you'll like
Okay.
it. You will. Like, I will say, there's no way you're not going to like that book.
It's child friendly, but has mature themes.
I like the art style.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
from
so
looking at the
excited.
cover.
Just keep petting it. I'm so excited.
So since I've been hogging all the mic time, anybody have any closing thoughts? I know you just want to get on there and vent.
Who, her? Me?
Anybody?
Anybody?
Either one
I'm
of
not
y'all.
venting about.
You're the co-host. She's a special guest.
Just,
Because Lonnie already vented about
All right.
I was gonna say what it's Aladdin and Western, kind of like how Westworld is Jurassic Park, but a Western, and also written by Michael
Fletcher
Crichton.
S says hello.
oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Is that a #1 fan too?
No, it just says Fletcher S. #1 fan. That's funny.
I mean, how many times have I been on now?
this is 5 maybe?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
thinking so.
My child is watching the end of my 5th time on here. I only had to guilt them about it.
Oh.
That's funny. It's okay.
Hey, baby.
Sheree's been watching us play at night, so.
He's 15. I'm sure he loves
Yeah,
it.
Amber's like dropping F-bombs left and right.
Not left and
he's-
right.
Like my 10-year-old's watching.
Well,
I promise he's probably saying it
My-
behind your back. Just being
Don't
realistic.
put that thought in my head, please.
Just being realistic.
my thing is, she's gonna hear it somewhere.
Oh, well,
Anyway.
if he's still there, so I totally forgot to look up that video about Ready Player One and all the Easter eggs. I'm sorry.
That's going to be a good movie.
Well, he specifically told me about this one where they go through and pull out all the Easter eggs from the trailer, and it's apparently amazing. And I didn't watch it. I was supposed to and bring it up, but I didn't. But now I kind of have, so still did what I was supposed to, kind of. Anyway, I'm super excited about that movie. I actually just told people yesterday that it was a book. Didn't realize that at work. That it was these people.
Leave those alone.
Anything else? Anybody?
This weekend? I think it's this weekend. I'm pretty sure it's this weekend. The Humane Society here in Chattanooga
Yes.
is waiving adoption fees.
Awesome.
And that still means that you get a best friend that's been vetted and microchipped and fixed for free.
Is that dogs and cats?
That's fantastic.
Dogs and cats this
Okay.
weekend. So go find your new best friend.
Yes, because we do stuff with them. Matter of fact, that's something we're all going to have
Well,
to...
and they've
Yeah,
got
I would be totally with
animals
that.
coming in from
From Texas, I'm
hurricane zones.
Yes.
So they really, need to empty the shelter. So if you've been thinking about getting a pet, this weekend is an awesome time to do it.
Oh, and also, we will be having another event. We're not going to do any kind of official announcement yet, but the Mario Kart event that we had just a couple of months ago, we're going to be doing something very similar again, but this time it's going to be in conjunction with Chattanooga.
Yes.
We're going to have all the details for that probably towards the end of the year, very beginning of 2018.
So don't get a puppy off of Craigslist that's probably got worms.
No, yeah, God, no.
Don't go down the street and get a kitten from that weird house that always has 9,000 cats. Go to the Humane Society. Tell them about the house with 9,000 cats, but get a vetted, chipped, fixed pet.
Yep.
Yep. So shelters are going to be very full.
And adopt, don't shop, unless you are showing dogs. And then obviously, don't get a purebred from Craigslist.
If you do decide to shop, make sure they know what they're doing. Make sure you get paperwork, otherwise you're wasting your money.
And if it seems like a really good deal,
usually something's too good to be true. It usually is.
That dog does not have good bloodlines. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
but not that I'm
we
hating
love
on
animals.
people who
Yes. I would say that's
pets,
probably one of
purchase
our biggest
smart.
causes is everybody here loves animals.
If cool. Anyway. So yeah, pets. Humane Society. Get one. And volunteer. They need more volunteers.
Yeah, very much.
Fosters.
Do something.
Yeah, foster.
You know?
Oh, especially with the hurricane pets coming in. You can foster. And then
Just temporary. Keep them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
anything, really.
A lot better than a shelter.
Dog food, cat food. I mean, they have an Amazon wish list for if you're not local and you want to help our Humane Society in Chattanooga. You can find their wish list on their website, and that will also help with the pets that are coming in from the hurricane. So, dude from Texas, you want to feed those Texas puppies that are coming in, all displaced, have it shipped straight to the Humane Society.
You know, I went over there to their, I visited the
McCamey's
Humane.
okay too, but they get all the city money. So they're
Have
good.
you been there?
Oh, that place is so nice. It's
Yeah.
Humane Society because they don't get the big city money.
I went into the cat room, and
Pet
it's like
placement center.
heaven.
Pet Placement
is.
Center as well.
Oh yeah, I live down the
'Cause,
street from
yeah.
that one. That's a good one too.
They're I think only no-kill shelter in the area.
Yeah, the Humane Society would love to be a no-kill shelter, but
So full. It's always
Well,
so full.
people get grumpy about property taxes. because-
All right.
Anyway, oh,
Yay.
Well, I believe that is it for tonight. Thank you for coming on.
Squirrel.
Clockwork Calamity. Let's advertise your your social media,
My social
Patreon,
media.
stuff like that.
If you Google search Clockwork Calamity, all of my social media will come up.
That is true.
I have
That's
made
the
it a point
easiest.
to make sure that that happens. It's good
Yep.
for marketing.
So anyway, that's it for tonight. Remember, we will be at Wizard World Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Enter to win our Loot Crate contest by taking a screenshot of that subscription, sending it. Just follow the instructions that have been scrolling across the top of the screen the whole entire program.
I mean, you
Anyway,
can read that one. We are just so engaging.
yes, exactly. Anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Clockwork Calamity. Yeah,
And-
that's my legal name.
We are. Oh, and I guess I'll give some shout outs to Amber for manning the chat for a little while, Joseph for offering his input.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. We'll see everybody
Ever
this
wonderful
weekend.
Infinity Flux.
Yes. Come see us at Infinity Flux, and we will be Wizard World all weekend, so we'll see everybody tomorrow.